began, it just seemed like heaven, so I did it. And do you remember? I bet you be back and forth. You be back together all day long. Do you remember us holding hands in each other's eyes? We stand. Tell me, do you remember the time when we fell in love? You remember the time when we first met, girl?
Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your bell post notifications so that you'll be notified every time I drop a video. Now, today's video is going to be very heartwarming. It's going to be a story about Aaliyah and why Aaliyah's parents dedicated a willow tree to her. I've never heard this story myself, so I hope you guys enjoy it just as much as I did. Now, I'm going to give credit where it is due, because if it wasn't for this Instagram page, we wouldn't know about this story. So this story just came from the Aaliyah app on Instagram, and they decided to share this beautiful and wonderful story with us. So let's just get right into this story. They just captioned the post, "We thought we would share this sweet story about baby girl and why Aaliyah's parents dedicated a willow tree to her, again for those who may have missed it. It is safe to say this personal story won't be found on any TV documentaries about baby girl." Starting off with the story, it just says, "When baby girl was a little girl, we took walks frequently on the street on our block. You crossed the street at the corner. To the right, the house had a big tree where the leaves drooped very low. She stopped and looked very hard and said, 'Why do the leaves hang over so low? It looks sad.' We told her, 'Well, actually, you are right. The tree is called a weeping willow. Thus the leaves are like tears, which could mean it is sad for some reason.' Aaliyah was perplexed to say the least, and I will never forget she said, 'We must help the tree and walk by often and say hi. Maybe that will help.' After our unfathomable loss, we talked and said, 'Let's dedicate a tree for baby girl.' We went to the office at Central Park and asked about a weeping willow. We were told that someone would drive us through the park from the conservancy to look for a weeping willow. The driver, who knew all the areas, said he did not think there was one, which made us sadder than we already were. Then it seemed out of nowhere, he said, 'I think I know,' and sure enough, he found a baby weeping willow that had just been planted. We cried and were peaceful for a moment. Today, the tree has grown into a work of art for the world, weeping for Lee and her comrades. Blowing in the wind, you have your tree, Lee. Until again, Angel." And just when you thought that all the beautiful and wonderful stories about Aaliyah were done, we get hit with this one. And I can't believe that this wasn't shared before. But maybe it was just a sentimental thing to the family and they wanted to keep it to themselves for a while, which is understandable. Sometime after Aaliyah passed away, Diane waited some time to put Aaliyah's house up for sale, or her apartment. So maybe that was what they were doing with this situation, just keeping that memory personal until they were ready to share. Now, to my surprise, all I did was go on Google and look up willow tree dedicated to Aaliyah, and it put it straight up. Now, that was very simple. I thought it was going to be very hard to find. I thought that I wasn't going to be able to find out the location of where it is located, so that maybe you guys can go and visit it if you are interested. And maybe one day I will. Who knows? And I'll also one day go and visit Aaliyah. Hopefully. Let's hope that's in my future. But anyways, it just says that it's located at the Cherry Hill Fountain and next to Strawberry Fields. This weeping willow tree was endowed in memory of Aaliyah by her family. And this post was just posted around February 1st, 2019. And that's just really sweet because Aaliyah was really down to earth. She deserved everything to do with nature. She was just a beautiful person. But I clicked on the site and here's some more pictures. This is the picture of the willow tree for Aaliyah in 2000. And this is how it looked. And this picture right here is in today's time. It grew into a beautiful weeping willow tree. Now this picture is to show you that it is located next to a lake, which is, it just screams Aaliyah. This is a view of the northeast of the willow tree. And this is from the west side of the north tree. I found more information on the whereabouts and where it's located because them just saying that it's located at the Cherry Hill Fountain and next to Strawberry Fields is not going to help me out in any way. I still don't know where that is and what state it is in, but I did find some more information and it just says Weeping Willow Tree and Truss Paving Stone in Central Park. Central Park Conservancy in New York City have dedicated a weeping willow tree to our beloved Aaliyah on the lake in Central Park. What has started as a delicate young tree has now grown to a magnificent weeping willow. This is just beautiful information. Now, I've been knowing about this for a week now, but I'm just now sharing it to my channel. But it's happening now because I just cannot not share this. You know what I'm saying? I have to share this because Aaliyah definitely reminds me of a willow tree. Just beautiful, different. It stands out from the rest of the trees. It's, you know, a tree that personally I rarely see. I never see willow trees. And when I do, I'm just like, wow, I think we do have a willow tree here where I live. But I don't see it as often. And so when I do see it, I'm just like, that is a really unique tree. And that's how Aaliyah was. Now, to see if it had any meaning behind a willow tree, I looked it up. And it just means flexibility and adaptability. Nothing much, but yeah, that's just a beautiful thing. Like, Aaliyah's parents just did the absolute wonders for Aaliyah. She definitely deserved it. And I know that she is smiling down on her family with her father by her side. Aaliyah deserves to have her legacy and her life carried on because, for one, it was not her time, no matter how many people say that. It was forced, unfortunately. It's even crazy we have to say that, but her life ending was definitely personal. And it shouldn't have went down like that. She didn't deserve to go. She was put on this earth to send a great message from the angels above, and she was just put here to love, and she did just that. And I think her love got to a lot of people, and they just couldn't handle how much love she was filled with. There's not a time that goes by that I don't think of Aaliyah. I definitely have to put it on my bucket list to go and visit the willow tree dedicated to her, and to visit her resting place, her apartment, the church that she had her funeral at, like little things like that. I really would like to add that to my bucket list and just really go out there for Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying? Not just be a YouTuber for her and someone who dedicated their channel to her. I want to do more. I want to be active. I want to film my journeys. When it comes to Aaliyah, like I want to do more for Aaliyah. With hearing that there was a willow tree dedicated to her, I know that's going to be on a lot of people's list to go and visit. Definitely if you live in New York, you could just easily go and visit. And a place that I'm really close to that involves Aaliyah is her childhood home. Now, I live in Michigan, and I'm fairly close to Detroit. Now, it wouldn't be nothing for me to drive to Detroit and go and visit or ride past her childhood home. That would be lovely. I actually been in Detroit before, but around that time, I wasn't really serious about Aaliyah like that, to have realized that her childhood home was in Detroit. So I wasn't thinking. I actually went down there for something my sister had going on, but I didn't have it in my mind that, you know what I'm saying, like Aaliyah's childhood home was in Detroit. So that would have been my opportunity right there, honestly. But there will be many opportunities to venture off into the Aaliyah world and visit her world, the places that she's been to. I would even like to hit up like some clubs that she went to, maybe research and find out what they were. Also, I wanted to mention that when I was in Detroit, I was actually at the hospital. I don't know if Detroit only has one hospital, but I was at one of them, and I don't know which one it was, but it was a beautiful glass building, like black. It was beautiful, and it was actually filled with a lot of melanated people. I definitely want to take a walk through Aaliyah's world and just see how she was living. But that would be so iconic if Diane and Rashad would just create some type of channel or a page and just share stories like this. Us as fans would love to hear more stories about Aaliyah, and this one just adds to the book right here, them dedicating a beautiful willow tree to Aaliyah. And another thing that I want to add is that although it might be a little weird, I wouldn't mind going to Chicago as well and taking a stroll past R. Kelly's recording studio. Especially if Aaliyah recorded her album there. That would be so dope. But I'm not sure if that's where she recorded her album from, her first album. But it will still be nice to just walk past it. But I have also been to Chicago as well. I went as a kid and I went to a fun spot with some relatives. So yeah. Anyways, that pretty much wraps it up for this video. I could literally talk about Aaliyah forever, so I'm just gonna stop myself right here. I'll be back with another video, so stay tuned for that. Turn on your bell post notifications if you haven't already. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Stay crazy.
So right, cause we had trust. Now we're drowning in our lives. I know we're broken up, you know the feelings deep inside. So why